So once again, Dodge is faced with yet another issue that they always seem to face when it comes to something that's supposed to come out. One of the cars that a lot of people have been anticipating, even though the Hemis are gone, has been delayed. This latest delay is pretty much just another nail in the coffin when it comes to Dodge and their future, right? Even though we are not happy that the V8s are gone, we were at least looking forward to the inline six based on a lot of comments and things like that. This latest delay is just another nail in the coffin with Dodge and their promise to come out with things at a certain time and always having to delay it, right? So is there a bigger issue going on? Is it now officially time to move on from Stellantis and have someone come in and run Dodge the way it needs to be run, make sure they hit their deadlines and get products out to the customers in a timely manner? Is it finally time to sell Dodge, Chrysler, and all those brands? Well, let's hop into the video. Think we might have a solution here. YouTube family, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Thank y'all so much for tuning into this video. If you are new here, we do a lot of car related things on this channel, and so make sure you lock it in and subscribe if you into all of that. For those of you that have already subscribed to the channel, been supporting, big salute to you all, but we will not hold you too long. Let's go ahead and get into today's video. You see the title and you see the thumbnail. So once again, as I stated, Dodge is faced with another delay, and this is kind of like the ongoing saga with Dodge. Anytime they have something that's supposed to come out when it's supposed to come out, it doesn't come out when it's supposed to come out. If you catch my drift here. The latest thing that has been delayed from Dodge is unfortunately the six-pack Dodge Charger for 2025. The original plan was to release this car at the top of 2025 in the first quarter, but however, due to some manufacturing quality issues and issues with the Hurricane engine that they wasn't satisfied with, they decided to delay that car until the second half of 2025. Where at in the second half of 2025, we don't know. So now, of course, this is a big issue with Dodge delaying this car. Number one, I know a lot of people, like I said, was not happy that Dodge is going away from the V8s. Number two, people are not excited about the EVs whatsoever. And number three, based on the comments on several of my videos, several other videos, several YouTube, stuff, several comments on Reddit, several comments anywhere on social media, people aren't happy about the EVs, but there are a lot more people excited about the six-pack. People are looking forward to the six-pack Hurricane engine for the new Dodge Charger. Some people like the looks of the car, some people hate it, but there are a lot of people at least looking forward to that twin turbo engine. And with the anticipation for that car, because that's going to be the only internal combustion engine that Dodge is going to offer in the Charger, and people had high interest in it, and now it's going to be delayed, it definitely is going to put a big dent into Dodge's momentum in trying to get people bought into this new generation of Chargers. But as I also stated in this video here, a delay with Dodge is nothing new at this point. It is almost something that has continued to happen with Dodge. They always promise something's going to come out, and they say it's going to come out. It's going to come out at this point, and it always get pushed back. And we can go through a long list of things that Dodge has said is supposed to come out with a certain time, and it didn't come out. First thing, the electric Charger was already supposed to be out. That Charger Daytona was actually supposed to be out a few months ago, and we are here in September, and the Charger has not been released yet. And for a brand that doesn't have many new cars to sell, well, they do have a lot of new cars to sell. They have plenty of 2023s and 2022s on a lot that you can go buy, but the current lineup, they don't have a lot of cars that are of interest. Now granted, I know a lot of people aren't looking for the EVs, but Dodge does need some new product on their lot that may draw some sort of interest and get some people into the dealership looking at these cars or what have you. And of course, we remember the Dodge Demon was supposed to come out sooner, but it didn't come out sooner, and they had to delay that because of the issue they have with the engine. Also, other things that didn't happen, they had the stage kits that promised to come out at a certain time. For the Hellcats and stuff that didn't come out, those got delayed, but eventually it did come out. And then they promised stage kits for the 392s that they said would come out, and we don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't think that's coming out, to be honest. They thought we forgot. We forgot about it. They forgot about it. That's gone. So another thing that he promised, they drew up the graphics and showed it to us that it's going to come out. But again, another thing they promised that didn't happen. But as I stated, this is a much bigger blow, right? The car that you're banking on trying to carry the brand forward, regardless of how people feel with it, you don't have that car available for people to buy, look at, get people into the dealership to check them out. With all the latest failures with Dodge and being late, is it time to move on from Stellantis and separate the brands and have someone come in that is passionate about the survival of Chrysler, of Dodge, of Jeep and Ram, who really cares about the brand, something Stellantis has not shown as of late that they care about? Is it time for someone else to take over? And if you feel how I feel, and I'm assuming you do, there is someone who is willing to take on that and willing to take on those brands and bring them back to the level that they were before Stellantis stepped in. So enter in Frank B. Rhodes Jr. So he is the great grandson of the Chrysler Corporation founder, right? And he has been seeing what's been going on with Chrysler and Dodge as of late. And he is concerned, like a lot of us are concerned. I think not only me, but a lot of people on social media, YouTube and everything has been saying that the direction Dodge and Chrysler are going in, they're on a path for doom, right? They're on a path for death, however you want to say it. I detailed that, everybody's detailed that, we all feel the same way, because nothing they're doing over there makes sense at all. And he sees this as well. And he doesn't want the company that his great grandfather started, right? And he doesn't want to see that end. He put together a whole 17-page proposal talking about, the whole history of the brand, talking about the innovation, things like that, talking about how he wants to take it over, and how he understands that, us as the American consumer market, things like that, what we want in these cars. He understands that the brand needs to move forward and be more innovative, but they don't want to get away from what made them who they are. And to be honest right here, this is not the first time he's tried to propose or try to write a letter to say he wants to get the brands and take them on, right? He did this before Stellantis bought it, and he didn't want to see it to change his hands at that time. Maybe he already knew what was going on, right? He started writing on the wall himself, and so he did it then. But of course, Stellantis still came in and bought it. They're not going to listen to him. They're a multi-billion-dollar company. They're going to do what they do, right? And in this 17-page proposal, he talks about all the failures of Stellantis in North America. He talks about how some of the other brands in North America from Stellantis don't do well at all. I think he was talking about Alfa Romeo or one of the companies, or Fiat. One of the companies there that they had only sold like 600 cars in the United States market. He talks about how Chrysler, it has pretty much been an afterthought for Stellantis. They're not being innovative at all over there. They came out with this new car that they displayed a few months ago, but nothing else has came out of that. They have no cars in the Chrysler lineup whatsoever but a minivan, and they just haven't been thinking about Chrysler at all. Dodge doesn't have any cars itself to sell. They pretty much took a whole year off when it comes to making cars. The last time they produced cars was 2023. Back in December, and it is now almost 2025. We're about 3-4 months away from 2025, and they still don't have a new car out since then, right? He's talked about how they keep having delays with certain things, dropping the ball, a lot of things, pretty much just running the company completely terribly. And of course, you don't want to see the company that your great grandfather started and founded go to the wayside and become the next Pontiac, all these other companies that have went by the wayside. You don't want to see that happen to a company that your family actually started. So this sounds good, right? We got somebody who's really passionate about making Chrysler, making Dodge, making these brands the brands that they should be for the North American market, right? It sounds well and good, but there's a huge catch right here. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna count anyone's pockets or anything like that, but I don't think he has the money to go and buy all 4 of these brands himself, which he did understand that he does not. So with that being said, he's going to need investors. He's going to need some people to come financially back him in this endeavor to make this happen. Now, to put this in perspective, how much money he's going to need, when Stellantis took on this company, it was a $52 billion merger. I think this was back in 2020 or 2021 when this happened. That was, 2021, we're talking about almost 4 years ago, right? So we know from 2021 to the current day to today, we know to acquire all four of those companies, we're talking Jeep, Ram, Dodge and Chrysler, it's going to be way more than $52 billion now, right? Stellantis has put money into the company. I know I made a video saying they're probably sabotaging them because they want to get rid of them. I mean, based on the decisions that they've been making, that's what it seems like. But there's going to be money they want to get out of that. They want to get out, not only loot, they don't want to break even. If they sell these companies, they want a pretty good profit out of that. They want to add on to their bottom line if they do get out of these brands. But we also know that all four of those brands, they share pretty much dealerships, they share technology, they share a lot of things. So you can't just split them up, right? He can't just go in and just buy Chrysler and Dodge. He has to get all four of them. Like I said, Jeep and Ram is doing pretty decent compared to some of the other North American brands. I know there's a little bit of loss on sales on the Ram side of things, but we're not talking as bad as the Dodge and Chrysler is. They actually still got a nice lineup there on both sides there, something Dodge and Chrysler do not have. So they're not going to be too quick to want to get rid of that, and it's going to cost a pretty penny to do so. And if you are an investor, the thing about it is you're going to have a lot of investors come through to fork up well over, probably, who knows, it's going to be maybe $100 billion, something like that. Who knows how much it's going to be? I'm just throwing out a number, right? And these investors are going to have to be okay with letting him lead the charge and put in his vision of what he wants the company to be, because he's definitely going to be passionate about it. He wants some say-so in it. He wants these brands to go in a certain direction that he's happy with and that the North American market is happy with as well. If you're going to be an investor on this, right, you want some control as to what goes on with the company. But on the other side, if you are an investor, right, and you're putting in billions of dollars in this, you still want some say-so as to what happens. So it's going to be really hard to get investors to buy into this and kind of say, hey, we see your vision, just do what you do. They are not going to be hands off like that. They want a return on their bottom dollar, and they probably want certain stipulations in place where they can make sure that they are protected as well. So the main thing I'm trying to say is this: while it sounds great and wonderful that there is somebody that's passionate about the brand that wants to take it on and buy it from Stellantis so he can make the brand what it should be, that is awesome, that is good. But the likelihood of this happening is slim to none, if you ask me. I don't think you're going to get enough investment people to go in and buy these brands and that are willing to take a backseat and let you run the house or run everything with your vision. Of course, there'll be people in place to run it for him, but I doubt he's going to get people that's going to just say, hey, let me run it how I want to run it. That's not going to happen, especially with that much money at stake. So those are my thoughts, man. It sounds good, really sounds really good, but I appreciate his passion, but realistically, I don't think it's going to happen. Like I said, he's done this before. He wanted to buy it before Stellantis took it over. Of course, he couldn't do it then. This is a steep hill to climb. And going back to Dodge and their delays, we talk about Dodge being done in the next couple of years if they don't, show improvement. And the latest delay is probably just more of that, right? The company could go under before the car even come out. We may never see the car come out and stuff like that. I hope that's not the case. But these delays aren't helping at all. You still got dealerships out here with 2022s and 2023 sitting on the lot. And like I said, we're closer to 2025 than we are to 2023. And the fact that these dealerships are still sitting on these cars and not moving them, I mean, I don't see a way out. I don't see improvement at all, right? So let me know your thoughts here below, man. I hope something happens. I hope something does shake where they can get these brands away from Stellantis, but Stellantis ain't gonna give it up that easy, man. They got too much money tied up in that. And let me know your thoughts below. If you made it this far in the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We talk a lot of car related things here. We'll catch you on the next video. We are out. Cut it.